guys, my name is Kat. I live in Bali, Indonesia, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk to you about my practice and how I got started with yoga, and sort of where I'm at today. So I moved from the United States, where I grew up, to Shanghai, China when I was 18 for university. And it was a pretty big transition. I grew up in the suburbs. It was very quiet, very slow, and then Shanghai was just a massive city and a lot of things going on all the time. And so yoga was one way I discovered to slow things down again and to get back in touch with my mind and my body in a place that was so fast-paced, when I was more focused on work and on university than on being really in touch with myself. And so I would do it during the mornings. I would wake up and I would get on my mat, and that was sort of the routine that I developed. And it did help in a lot of ways. It helped me to be more flexible, I would say, both mentally and physically. And it was just a way to ground myself first thing in the day. But what I realized later on, after moving here to Bali, the thing I was missing from my practice was a sense of community. In Shanghai, yoga hasn't really taken off. It's not nearly as popular as it is here where I am now. And so once I moved, I was able to not just have the practice and the physical and mental aspect of it for myself, but to also share that with other people here. And then that was something I also was able to find in an online community now. Through Femigod, I'm able to connect with this incredible community of women who, like me, are trying to hold themselves accountable for a practice. So for anyone out there who is looking to build on their current practice and expand the ways that it can benefit you, surround yourself with people that are doing the same and that can lift you up and get you on the mat even the days that you don't want to be there.
Hi, my name is Jana. I'm a yoga teacher from the Philippines, and my journey started in 2011. Back then, I was very stressed. I was just starting at a job that pays me well, but I don't really like doing it. But I need to pay the bills. I was just out of college, and I don't know how to control my spending and how to live minimally, and so I struggled. And aside from that, I was also struggling with my relationships. So I had a hard time connecting with other people. And so as a self-help junkie, I looked for ways to improve my life. And one of the practices that many experts and many authors have said in the books that I've read, one of it is to practice meditation. And so I started practicing meditation and breath work, and then I discovered yoga through yoga asanas, and I started practicing yoga asanas in 2014, and I loved it. And back then I didn't realize that yoga is not it's not just about the poses, and yoga is also meditation, breath work, and concentration. And I was like, ooh, so I have been doing yoga all along since 2011. And ever since then, it has become my passion to share my love and knowledge about yoga. And I really love the benefits that it has given me, and I want to share those benefits. I want other people to experience those benefits. And so I took a yoga teacher training in 2018, and I became a certified yoga teacher. In 2019, I built the studio where I am at now, and ever since then, I slowly started building a community of people who are not just interested in improving their their fitness, but also in improving um, their mental, spiritual health. And I really love the community that I am building because it has helped me to meet people that are interesting, um, that have made it, and these people are very supportive and very generous about sharing their knowledge with you, and also filling their cup as they continue filling other people's cup. Namaste.
Hey everyone, today I'm here to talk about Femigod. Femigod is an incredible platform and forum dedicated to women of all different shapes, sizes, races, religions, and ages. I found Femigod when I was at a low point in my spiritual journey. I didn't know who I was or what I believed in. But with the help of Femigod and the woman on Femigod, I was able to learn more about religion, about spirituality, about different types of healing and self-expression. And they helped me understand that you don't have to understand everything to know who you are. I was also overexerting myself. My body was at a low point too. I was not eating enough and exercising too much. But I was able to learn more about different types of yoga, different types of stretching, breathing techniques, ways to honor my body and myself. It's helped me become more confident not only in my skin, but in the person I am and am growing to be. I've been able to get incredible book recommendations, books I would have never even considered before. I've been able to learn about astrology and the way the universe works and how we work with it. I've been able to learn about holistic therapy, which has so dearly helped me, as well as self-care and tarot card readings and all these incredible things from around the world. And I think that's a really incredible and powerful part about Femigod, is that you get such a diverse range of opinions from around the world. All these different women are there to not only learn, but to share and grow with you. So you don't have to worry about being taken the wrong way or feeling like you don't understand enough, because they are there to tell you that they don't understand enough either. And that's why you're there, to grow and share and to learn. And it's just a really incredible platform for anyone who's looking to know more about the world and themselves. It's a beautiful place to share and to take in all these different opinions. And it's genuine, it's considerate, it's not too forceful. You know, people understand that everyone's different. What may work for me probably won't work for you. But surely there's another woman on Femigod who can relate, who can give you advice, who may be the solution to an answer you didn't know you were looking for. And I've really fallen in love with not only Femigod, but the woman on Femigod. And I hope that all women will get the opportunity to share in such a organic and authentic way. So I would really recommend Femigod to anyone who's looking for more in life. I really hope to see you there, and we look forward to having you.
Hello, my name is Maria. I come from Portugal, Lisbon actually, and well, that's where I grew up. Right now I live in the mountain that surround the city of Barcelona in Spain. This was, in a way, the adventure that my spiritual path led me to. I was a cosmopolitan girl. Although I had very big spiritual influences in my life, which were my grandparents, and they taught me how to meditate very, very early. Meditating it only serves a mind that understands that it's inside its own mind. So for a long time I thought meditating was talking to my own ego, until I started to understand through traumas and breakthroughs that this is not the case. For me, the most important part of being here within this website, within this circle, is to help women develop their own interests in themselves. Spiritual path is not about learning books or being a scholar, and women is not about being anti-male. We are both male and female, doesn't matter what. So what I can say about my spiritual path is that I was led from meditation to active meditation to experience the holotropic breath work. I went through Tantra school, Reiki school, and I've done research and courses in a lot of different types of massages and therapy, mainly in the Chinese medicine. So now you know a bit of my curriculum or my portfolio. It really doesn't matter. I understood that there was this urgency to be human, and that's what made me understood that ego does not apply. Ego makes us survive society, does not make us develop as humans. And when I started this, that's when I understand that before I'm a human being, I'm actually a woman. And it was so hard for me because I didn't have a good connection with female energy. I didn't have a good connection with my mom. So to advise women, I can say, to advise you, if you're listening to me, I can say that the best thing is respect and acceptance. It's to wake up in the morning, and what I do, this is only my advice from my experience, I try to take 60 seconds, eyes open, eyes closed, doesn't matter, you just smile. And for 60 seconds you're there, you're smiling, even if bad thoughts come, you smile, and this is the best way to start the day. After that I used to do breath work, and I tried to develop myself into the yoga path, Kundalini, because the problem with that I see with women is we've been traumatized for so long that our creative area is actually a block of fear and pain. So the best thing to do is to liberate the Kundalini area and to develop our own vital energy. And this is my advice.
Hi, my name is Carrie. I wanted to share a little bit about my yoga journey and my spiritual path with you. I ventured out into the yoga world about 10 years ago, where I got certified to be a core power teacher out in Denver, Colorado. From there, I took myself out to the mountains of Colorado on the western slope and opened 2 hot yoga studios in the San Juans, just outside Telluride in a place called Ridgeway, and then actually in Telluride as well. And I did that for a couple of years until I decided that I wanted to focus more on a life where I was being more sustainable and raising animals, growing my own food. So I came out to the mountains of North Carolina, where I have a little farmstead, and I still continued my yoga practice because it definitely helps with my head and my mindset and just keeping my balance in life. So I also have found a spiritual community out here. It's called the Centers for Spiritual Living, based on the thoughts of Ernest Holmes, called Science of Minds. And I became a religious science practitioner through Science of Mind, just because I wanted to help others realize that we have the power to create our own lives, to be who we want to be, to live the life we want to live. And it's all through positive thinking and knowing that we are all connected. We are all one in the same. We're all these individualized expressions and manifestations of spirit in form. So I wanted to just share with others that idea because I resonated so well with it, and it opened my mind and allowed me to actually manifest a life that I love living. And I found also this Femigod.com, where it's just strong women who support each other, who give each other strength, who help one another maybe uncover that strength if it got covered up and buried. So a spiritual community is really helpful in, I believe, our mental health, our physical health, and just having someone there to talk to and to be with who is of like mind. So definitely come and join us at femigod.com, and you'll find a support group and a group of women who are just there for you at every moment that you need it.
For me, yoga and meditation is one of the most therapeutic medicines. It's there for me when I'm going through a lot, in a time where I'm letting go of bad habits or jobs that are no longer benefiting me. In a time of now in the pandemic and stuff, it can be really hard to stay balanced. And I feel like when I go for yoga or when I start to meditate, I'm aligning myself with peace and balance and tapping into what's most important to me. And in this time, it has been really hard for me to stay balanced with what really matters, like the bills and all of that, and what's most important to me and what's most important for me to keep on going, which is my inner self, and keeping myself level-headed and making sure that I'm okay. Because when you're not okay on the inside, then it's kind of hard to pay attention to what's going on the outside. And you get lost in what everybody else is doing, and it makes you feel sucked in and stuck. So meditation and yoga is so beneficial to just release all of that tension and that pressure and everything. I think it's most important to have a community to talk to, and it's beneficial because I have been able to relate with these women. I have been able to relate with anybody that I've actually talked to, even if they're going through a completely different situation than me. It still feels like close to the heart, and it's genuine, and everybody is just releasing what is not benefiting them anymore and finding ways to tap into their inner and their higher self to achieve this. And I think it's amazing that you have a platform and a community that you can actually turn to for this, because a lot of social media out here, you can run into so many different things, but having a community that you can just primarily run to be like, I need to release, I need to vent, I need to get some stress off, I need to find something that is actually going to help me. I think it's amazing, and it's so beneficial to anybody that is looking to breathe, is what I like to say.
Hi there, it's Rachel here, and I want to introduce myself to the Femigod circle. So, basically, I am a writer. I write about spiritual matters, I write about the law of attraction, and also I write about neurolinguistic programming, which I have studied for the last 2 years now. And basically, I want to give a brief biography about myself, why I follow this spiritual path. So basically, when I was young, about 6 or 7 years old, I realized I was different from the rest. I realized that I live in a dream world. Even my mother and father used to, they used to worry about me, because I would flicker my hands like this. And I think nowadays they would give me names like she has ADHD or something, but I prefer to call myself as an indigo child. And as an indigo child, we are here to change the world. So, the thing is, I felt very odd in this life. I felt that I do not belong here. And I often felt depressed and sad about it. I often felt I don't belong here, that I am like the outcast. And so, what I did, there was a time in my life when I was very depressed and down. I was like 19 or 20 years old, and all my life fell apart. I remember losing my job, I remember losing my boyfriend, which was the love of my life back then. And somewhere there, I realized I knew who God is, or the light, or whatever name you could give it. For me, it doesn't matter. I was brought up in a Catholic country. It's Malta, and we believe in God, we believe in Jesus Christ, but it doesn't matter. I am not, I don't, I the thing is about me, I studied a lot of religions. I didn't study all religions, but I did study a lot of religions, and practically it's not about God, it's about the light, it's about love. And when I realized God, things started changing for me in my life. Had I not known God at the time, maybe I am not here talking to you, or maybe I am in a hospital or something, but the light, the love, or God, whatever you may call it, instilled in me a sense of lightness in my heart, that I could now preach about it. So, I will explain more the visions I had and the great experiences I had from meditating 3 hours a day. I would meditate 3 hours a day at a time. I have more to tell you, but let's talk about it in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. I wish you light and love in your life. Always practice the art of loving. Always practice the art of loving. If you love, if you become love, there's no fear of failing, there's no fear of nothing. So, till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Good day.
Hello, my name is Tanya and I would like to tell a story of my personal spiritual journey, which might be not that long, but I believe that I'm not the only one and there are many people who might recognize themselves in my story. So I have always been quite a sporty person. I've been dedicated to sports since childhood, and it was a very important part of my life. My body, my wellness, my well-being, everything was interconnected, and it was very important for me. But this year all of us have faced some serious complications, so in the area where I live, the lockdown was very, very strict and serious. Not only you couldn't go to the gym, you couldn't even go out in the street for some jogging or something like this. I was just locked in my apartment, which was really, really hard for me. Not from the social point of view, because I can characterize myself as an introvert, so I wasn't that much suffering from the lack of parties or I don't know, some kind of social life, but I really, really, really suffered from the fact that I was locked inside my apartment and I couldn't do anything to release the energy that was like accumulating in my body. Another thing that is very important for me is that I am an extremely organized person, and it's very important for me throughout the day to have some kind of milestones, like anchors, like some small goals that I need to achieve on a daily basis. And during the lockdown, without work, without activities, without hobbies, without social life, the day just became one big gray maze, and it was really horrible because I really suffered not only physically from the lack of activity but also spiritually, because I had nothing to grab my mind to. And then suddenly, I don't know why, I don't know who, it was like something from above, I decided to try some yoga practices as generally the only thing that I could do during this period. And you know what? From the very first routine that I randomly found in the internet, I really felt that something is changing. Something is changing in my life, something is changing in my body, something is changing in my mind. And it was kind of a spiritual awakening, I can tell you, because at some point I realized that I am gaining the grip of my life. I've got this anchor to stick to during the day. I've got this feeling of accomplishment, which is very important for me. I've got this release and accumulation of positive energy that was so important for me and that I lacked during this period of time. And then I started to travel online looking for kind of, I don't know, like-minded people, because I really believe that yoga is for somebody who's really knows what is doing, practicing for a long time. I was kind of shy because I needed some advice, I needed some support, and then I found this community, and it was like another wave of spiritual awakening for me, because here I found people who are not judging, who are not telling you how to live your life or something like this, those kind of hunts from forums. No, this place is full of deeply spiritual and free-minded people who are ready to accept your energy, to accept your problems, to listen to you and to give you advice, and at the same time to share what's on their mind with you, which is very important, to feel the part of something. So I basically may say that the practice, the routine, and finding this community was a real lifesaver in my life. And now I live in the region where we're having the second wave of the lockdown, and I can tell for sure that I don't feel the same. I feel different. I feel more relaxed. I feel free. I'm sure about tomorrow. I'm sure that I will survive. I'm sure that everything will be great. I stay positive. I stay in touch. I stay put. And this is exactly what we need right now.
Everyone has a unique spiritual journey, and talking about my spiritual journey, it has been a beautiful experience of deep diving into myself, building more self-awareness, on learning and on becoming to who I was always supposed to be, breaking the pattern, breaking the habit of being me, all the habits and all the patterns that was actually borrowed from the environment and that did not belong to me. It's about finding the purpose, finding the meaning, and doing the things that I wanted to do from the heart, like following the purpose, deep diving into myself so deeply. There are many things that I do for my spiritual journey. Few things I do regularly is meditations, writing, learning from many people like scientists, psychologists, and also many spiritual gurus around the world. I also do regular yoga. So all of these are my processes to enhance my spiritual journey, and I feel like it's a lifelong thing. It's not like one time you become spiritually awakened and that's it. Though it's a unique journey for everyone, I think one of the things that everybody could relate is that when you embark in this journey, that you want to be surrounded by the people, surrounded by the community who would understand you, who would help you grow, and where you are confused, there would be them, and you would support each other. There would be the time when you would feel lonely. I have been there, I have felt that, and your friends, your community, your family might not understand about your journey, so that's when you need the community. And
I feel it's super important to be surrounded by the tribe when they would understand each other's journey, and they would support each other. They would be each other's cheerleader in this amazing journey of transformation and growth.
Namaste, my beautiful sisters. My name is Yana. I'm 27 years old, and I'm here to say a few words about my spiritual path. I guess it started back in my childhood, but at that time I didn't realize there is something like yoga. I didn't realize there are people who care about philosophy. My life was very simple, very classic. I went to school. My parents were like normal people who were going to work. But all my life I felt there is a mission and there is a higher self to which I have the direction to move. So I started just with simple yoga classes. I attended in the gym, and later on, after self-discovery, after watching lots of YouTube content, I realized there is something more powerful, not just yogic asanas. There's something more powerful, which is energy, which is higher consciousness, which is God. And to this state where I am right now, two things helped me to reach. The number one is meditation, and number two, these are like-minded people and like-minded communities. The good example for it is Femigod and their secret circle. It's just the place which always supports your spiritual path, and when you have such people to support you, it means you can move way faster, you can achieve your goal fast, you can become healthy, you can become rich, you can become really happy if you all the time you have the support of people with high vibrations, of people who care about old philosophies and bring it to the modern understanding of high consciousness and implement all these old philosophies to modern life, so we feel a good fit in the society, and at the same time we all develop our inner goddesses, we all develop our inner higher consciousness, and we deepen this spiritual path. So this is my journey. I still consider myself new to it, though I already went to India, I had my yoga teacher training, but it's never ending journey. It's just so amazing and so magnificent to be here and to meet your tribe. I don't know what can be more pleasant than just feeling yourself being in the right place among the right people. Wishing everyone to find their calling, to find their inner self, to treat it with love, and always be supported by right communities. Thank you, dear sister.
Hey, Femigod. My name is Brianna, and I'm here to talk a little bit about my own spiritual journey and spiritual practice over the last, I would say 18 to 24 months now. Trying to think where to start. I guess where I can put it now is, especially since the beginning of when everything started to turn around in the world and everything kind of went a little crazy, I've spent a lot of time by myself. And as someone who is naturally an introvert and an empath and really needs to protect her own energy, it's definitely been a mixed bag of emotions. A lot of time to be introspective. Also pulled out a lot of my shadow with feeling alone and feeling lonely, and kind of having to reflect on how that impacted other parts of my life over time. I am certified in Tantra Hatha Yoga. I'm a certified yoga instructor. However, I've been doing a lot more in my own practice, a lot more yin yoga and a lot more meditation, just taking things really slow and really tuning in. And in my time on the mat, I just realized I need women community to connect with. And how I found that was just realizing that I had so much trouble connecting with myself, nurturing myself, really taking care of myself. And it's funny, I just moved out to California last Monday. Made the drive all the way out here with a friend who was helping me move, and I don't know a soul. And I am really grateful to have the women that I connect with on Femigod in my life. I think especially as women, none of us are meant to live our lives completely alone. Whether you're an empath and you enjoy your own company, it's just we come here to connect with others, and it's so much deeper than sitting down and having a conversation about drama, about internet TV, what you're seeing here and there in the media. It's one soul connecting with another, and that's really hard to come by and hard to come across. And to have access to a platform like Femigod, where that conversation opens up immediately and just organically, it's soul gratifying on another level. And making this transition in my life and getting through the past 9 months now would have been so much harder without that. And I'm very grateful to Femigod. I'm very grateful for my own practice, and I'm very grateful for all the beautiful men and women in the world who realize the power and the potency and the importance of connection. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm a spiritual teacher and healer and writer based in the UK. I would describe my spirituality as eclectic. I'm a Buddhist, but I also draw on elements of Hinduism, paganism, and the esoteric arts to form my unique mix of spirituality. I don't subscribe to strict spiritual or religious dogma. Instead, I trust my intuition to guide me to the practices and deities that are most nourishing and appropriate for me at the time. And this is obviously changing all the time. For me, being part of a spiritual community is super important. I can absolutely say without a doubt that the times that I've made the most progress spiritually are when I have been active in a community. I feel like having a safe space to share my journey, my obstacles, what's going well, what's not going so well, and receive experience and help from others is a really, really important part of my spiritual journey, my spiritual awakening. Another part of being part of a spiritual community that I think is really important is the giving side. So being able to do that for other people, being able to practice generosity, selfless service, helping people without any expectation of receiving anything in return. That is a really important part of spiritual development, and being able to give that gift to others is really special. So I would really love to connect with you in the Sacred Circle. I hope to learn a little bit more about you and your spirituality and your journey. So I hope you'll consider joining us.